Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Giovanni Govea, right over here in Atlanta, Georgia. I know everybody's in Colorado right now, but I'd like to introduce myself and say I'm very excited and happy to be part of this public speaking class. It's been a while since I've been in college, so um, thankfully I have the opportunity to take a class right now, and I chose communication because that is not one of my strong points, and I'm hoping to gain some experience, some knowledge, some foundations, and just something to build on. Today I'm going to talk to you about my roots, my military background, and also my love, and that's fitness, and that's a passion of mine. So bear with me, and let's go. How many of y'all know anybody from Ecuador? Well, since I've been around, I haven't met very many people, from Ecuador. But if you haven't, I'll be the first person you met from Ecuador. So my family's from Ecuador, which is South America, um, south of Colombia, north of Peru. I was born and raised in the States, but that is a strong background of mine. It's my roots. As a child, I went there every 2 or 3 years until I was eighth grade. After that, I didn't go again until 2 years ago. But Ecuador is a country that doesn't have very much. My family is very very poor. That used to be in a bamboo house, but when I went recently, it's concrete now. I remember as a kid we used to go to flush the toilet. You had to get a bucket of water to drink the water. You had to boil it to just go to sleep. We had nets over our bed. So these are just some of the small things I remember. So if you can imagine me as a child, I mean, I'd come back to the States because I'd spend the whole summer there, and I'd come back to the States and I'd just be so thankful. And some of the kids in middle school or elementary school would be like, man, this kid's always in a good mood. And I just couldn't help it because I was so happy to be in the States. But it helped me understand what it means not only to be American, but to be thankful for what I have and not take anything for granted. And, over there the pollution was bad, the food I wasn't too fond of, but it made me who I am today. And it's just part of my background and culture. Traveling to Ecuador is just one of the countries I've been to. I had the opportunity to travel a lot while I was in the military. So I first joined the Air Force back in 2001 before 9/11, right out of high school. Japan was my first base. After Japan, I went to Colorado Springs. From Colorado Springs, I got out for about 2 years, and I tried the civilian world. Wasn't successful. The economy wasn't doing good. There was a writer's strike in New York back in '08. So I went to a reserve recruiter, talked to him, joined the reserve. I'm currently in the Air Force Reserve, working full-time here at Atlanta, and that's what brought me here. But the Air Force has done it all for me in terms of who I am. I mean, it's made me become a better father, a better leader, a better husband. I've pretty much grown up in the Air Force. I've made a lot of mistakes and fell down quite a few times. I did some underage drinking and had to go through some classes while 18 years old. Didn't know much. I was in Japan. But I did get to participate in a program called the Phoenix Raven program. That's a program where I get to provide security for our aircraft at remote locations like Thailand, Guam, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia. So I had a chance to go to all those countries and provide security for our aircraft. And at the same time, I had a chance to visit the world, see how it is in those other countries. Thailand was really cool because of the kickboxing and the kids, watching these young kids doing kickboxing and just the way of life it is in other countries. I also met my wife while I was in the military. So we got married back in 2009. My last mission in the Air Force was a Haiti mission, so it was a Haiti relief mission. But being in the Air Force, like I said, helped molded me into who I am today. And it also helped me dig deep into my fitness. My fitness is probably the biggest passion I have. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I can remember, I was always active. I was always um, I was always ready to do something. My personality trait is I'm a doer. So um, as a child, I didn't do too good in sports. I wasn't good in soccer. My parents put me in soccer. I was a fat kid and actually got jumped in the 6th grade. So that was pretty embarrassing. That kind of helped me turn the corner and say, hey, you know what? Let me get in shape and do these things and do push-ups and all that stuff. So I did that. But where I really got to understand that I was an athlete was in high school. I played football, had a couple partial scholarships in Texas, Abilene State Christian, McMurray, and San Angelo State. But the problem, I wasn't a disciplined athlete. And being in the Air Force, it helped me dig deep, meet people. With the positioning and timing, I met different athletes, and we trained together. And I just love to work out. Nowadays, it's different. When I was younger, I used to love to be big and have the no neck syndrome, and I walk around like that. Now I got a family, married with kids, and I just want to be healthy and be lean and be able to see my grandkids in the future. So I'm focusing more on being lean and for the most part, cardio. It's all about your heart. But the biggest thing I love about fitness is the never-ending challenge of it's just the never-ending challenge, and it's my addiction and it's my therapy. But today, I gave you a brief introduction about myself, talked about my background from Ecuador, first generation, how I've been blessed to be in the States, and how not to take anything for granted. I also talked about the military, how I've been in the Air Force for about 11 years, helped me with my college credits, helped me raising my kids, helped me being a father, and just see the world. Also, my fitness, how it's been a passion of mine, how I love to work out. I didn't tell you this, but I used to do some magazines. I had an agent and all that good stuff. So it's just a way of life for me. But I look forward to meeting everybody. Hopefully you know a little bit about myself. And if you need anything or if you want to contact me, I'll send you an email or shoot me an email. Thank you all. Bye-bye.